And serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Odd. It's very rare around here that happens.
Police are asking you to be on the lookout for an accused killer they say is on the loose in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Mike has the evening off. Police arrested a 16-year-old accused of killing a man in a Moorhead trailer home yesterday. They're now looking for another person they believe is connected to the murder. They say that to call them if you see this man, 20-year-old Anthony Rodriguez. They also say do not approach him. He's believed to be in the Fargo-Moorhead area, but often travels to Belcourt, North Dakota. Police say he might be driving this car. It's a silver four-door Dodge Stratus with unusually wide rear tires. 55-year-old Bradley Carrington was found dead in the Moorhead Mobile Manor trailer court by a neighbor. Police aren't identifying a weapon, but say there was a substantial amount of blood in the home. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson reports.
Neighborhood on edge.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that we don't talk to anymore because we don't know them.
Mike Linus has been around this area for 40 years. He used to live in the mobile home park and now lives across the street.
We used to be a talking community. You don't trust anybody anymore.
We talked to people who knew Brad Carrington. They say he was just that, a caring man, placing flowers on the fence, saying he was a longtime resident who used to live down the street. Remodel this home and staying there for the past few nights. Police say the two men wanted for murder knew Carrington.
Been very busy, and at this time, we've taken one individual into custody, so we've learned a significant amount about this particular case.
It's now the third murder investigation police are working on. Tommy Pearson and Henry Valenchenko.
And the one in Moorhead, I don't understand. That makes me freaked out. They can't find anybody who did that. But how could anybody kill anybody?
Lieutenant Tori Jacobson says he's confident they will catch who's ever responsible.
That helps us as a police department, the fact that our community members are concerned about crime and that they work with us as tightly as they do. So, I would emphasize the fact that we enjoy quite high quality of life here in the Fargo-Moorhead area, and that things are going to happen no matter where you live.
Here, people say they're on crime watch, some uneasy about drug activity, domestic violence, and now losing a neighbor. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Now, police aren't saying if the murder is gang-related or drug-related. The name of the 16-year-old behind bars cannot be released because he's not an adult. Well, it's been a quiet and a very delightful fall day out there today. Pretty mild. But is this the calm before the storm? Let's talk to Hutch Johnson to find out. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Stephanie. We enjoyed temperatures about 20 degrees above average for this time of the year, and we remain in the low 70s for Fargo-Moorhead. A lot of 60s across the valley as we head into the evening. The radar shows very quiet conditions, so it does appear as we're going to enjoy another gorgeous sunset. Temperatures slipping into the 50s and a wind mainly from the north at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. See all the clouds and moisture out in the central Rockies. A very slow-moving low-pressure system is going to develop and impact our weather, especially late in the week. I'll have details on exactly how here in just a few moments.
All right. It's pretty nice, though, tonight.
Enjoy it while we can.
All right. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Well, two people are behind bars after law enforcement found a large-scale trafficking organization operating right here in the valley. The men are in jail, and they are named Charles Erdman of Minneapolis and Corey Stevens of Fargo. Both are in their 40s. Investigators say they were arrested in North Fargo and that they found money, drugs, and guns.
Unfortunately, we're arresting and seizing significant amounts of narcotics in the metro area. But this is one more example of us putting a pretty significant blow to the distribution that's occurring in the metro area. And it's a credit to the regional task forces that are in place to specifically address this problem.
Police say they confiscated more than $100,000 worth of meth, cocaine, and heroin, a handgun, an assault-style rifle, and more than $20,000 in cash. The search for two bold armed robbers continues in Grand Forks after the Qdoba restaurant was robbed this weekend. Both suspects are described as black men who were wearing black clothes and ski masks. One was 5'10" and slim. The other is described as shorter and stockier. It happened just before 11 Saturday night while the Qdoba Mexican Grill was still open. Both suspects, one of them armed with a gun, entered the store, demanded money, and then got away with cash.
Is this a kind of incident that can easily turn bad, deadly, shooting?
Well, you know, certainly anytime a firearm is involved, things can turn deadly. In this instance, the employees did what they were supposed to. They cooperated. They didn't try to force a confrontation with the subject.
But although there were 2 recent bank robberies that resulted in the arrest of a woman, Lieutenant Mackey says this latest incident doesn't appear to be part of a crime wave. There have been 18 robberies in Grand Forks this year compared to 13 last year and 18 in 2013. A Subway employee was taken to the hospital this morning after feeling sick from a carbon monoxide leak in West Fargo. The Subway and the nearby Apple Tree preschool were evacuated as a precaution. Firefighters say no children or staff members felt sick. Liberty Income Tax is also in that complex, and the carbon monoxide levels there were checked as well. The fire department ventilated the building and monitored the levels throughout the day. They say the malfunctioning furnace likely caused the leak. A car crashed into the Smoke for Less tobacco store this afternoon in Fargo and caused considerable damage. According to police, the driver's car didn't have brakes, and he ran straight through the glass window. The tobacco store is located near the Walmart off 13th Avenue South. A store employee told us that there were no people in the area during this crash. Police say the driver of the vehicle will get a ticket for driving without insurance. A warning is out after 5 instances of animals in Cass County showing strange behavior, and 2 of those in the areas around Horace. The Cass County Sheriff's Department says it's mostly wild raccoons and feral cats, and parents and pet owners and kids really need to take notice. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric lets us know how you can stay safe from rabies.
Well, it's caused by a bullet-shaped virus that damages the brain.
The rabies virus is deadly any way you slice it. Animals need to be put down if infected. The number of reported cases in Cass County prompted the Sheriff's Department to issue this note in the City of Horace newsletter. The Cass County Sheriff's Department says at least 2 of the instances of people coming into contact with rabid animals happened here in the Chestnut Drive area of Horace.
We haven't seen any really animals running around here besides once in a while, deer and turkeys come through now and then.
Dana Morrow lives in the Chestnut Drive area. He says the newsletter is the first he's heard of a possible issue involving raccoons.
I haven't seen any besides dead ones on County Road 17, and I try to avoid those.
But just beyond Morrow's home is the Horace Elementary School, where plenty of kids run around at recess. The school district says they're taking the issue seriously, but they're not changing any procedures. The spokesperson says teachers are now hyper aware of the situation.
It is usually fatal 99% of the time in humans, so this is a very serious disease.
A rabies outbreak is also a serious issue for operations like Homeward Animal Shelter. They take in stray animals and say it can often be tough to know if the animal is safe. The shelter's best advice: keep your pets vaccinated, keep records of their shots, and just be aware of what your pets and kids are doing outside. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Homeward Animal Shelter says any animal coming through their doors is vaccinated against rabies as a rule. For more information regarding rabies, signs, symptoms, and guidelines, go to valleynewslive.com and then click on this story. A mother is speaking out against a local hospital after being walked in on while breastfeeding. She's been spending the past 10 days beside her dying mother's bedside. Sima Christensen says while Essentia Hospital has been making her dying mother feel comfortable, she has been experiencing unexpected stress because the hospital currently does not have any official nursing areas. Christensen says many staff members didn't know where to send her, and the room that she was given didn't have a lock, so she was walked in on. Since then, she has been using her mother's bathroom.
I don't know anybody who wants to prepare their meals in a bathroom. I don't see why, as breastfeeding, I should have to.
Essentia Health says that their hospital is under construction and remodeling. They currently don't have a designated public nursing area, but late this afternoon, the hospital did make a conference room available with a lock to Christensen. A beloved, well-known figure in the downtown Fargo community has lost his battle with cancer. You may have seen this smiling face quite a bit at the Hotel Donaldson. 65-year-old Dale Powers was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma in August of last year. He was placed on hospice care this fall and passed last night. Dale had been a manager at the Hodo since 2003 and was an integral part of the planning of the Hodo Lounge. According to the Wright Funeral Home, visitation for Powers is this Thursday at Wright Funeral Home in Moorhead. Visitations from 5 to 7 p.m. and a prayer service is scheduled at 7. A local musician has wowed the judges with his musical talents on NBC's hit show The Voice, and he hopes to do again tonight. Tonight, Blind Joe is going to be competing against a man from Texas in the battle rounds. Both are on Team Blake. To catch all the action, tune in right here at 7 to wish him good luck and see if he advances into the next round. And if you missed tonight's show on The Voice, don't worry. Tune in to Valley News Live 10 at 10 tonight, and we'll have the updates as well. Some local students had the chance to march to the beat of a different, very unique drum today. Later on Valley News Live at 6, we have some salsa, samba, and the steel drum band coming up next.
High temperatures today were just awesome. 70s in the Southern Valley, a lot of upper 60s up north. More mild weather, but a chance of rain for some. Details are straight ahead.